So why do you like to be homeschooled?
I get to use the bathroom whenever I like.
Anything else?
I wake up later. I get to sleep in more.
You
I
get
don't
to
know.
read in your bed?
No, I don't read in bed. I fall asleep probably, but yeah, I don't know.
Do you want to go back to regular school?
Oh, heck no.
I like it because I get bathroom breaks. I can get a drink whenever I want. Because the teachers at my other school, they didn't let me go to the bathroom ever. Only at recess.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I like it because,
Do you like your toys?
well, it's not that. Yeah, I get them from their website thingy, but they're not exactly toys. They're like,
Learning?
yeah, learning toys and stuff.
Do you like that?
Yeah. This map is from the place,
Mm-hmm.
and this mark.
So why did you like the homeschool?
Because I can work at my own speed, and mainly I could do my work in my bed, and I could take breaks whenever I want for like snacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to get up early?
Not really.
Okay. Do you get homework?
The whole thing is homework.
So do you think it takes you less time than the normal school did? With everything?
I guess so.
People text these days, huh?
Yeah.
Hi guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video is about homeschooling, the pros and cons, and my reasons for homeschooling. So stay tuned. So the first reason for homeschooling is the other kids at school. I mean, the public school itself is probably not bad. It's okay, but the kids, especially the like older kids, the middle school and older, some of them are like really bad, and they have bad influence on the other kids, including my kids too. So I don't know, maybe it's better in your area, but in my area, the school, I have a feeling they'll just take anybody who ever get kicked out of the other schools or something, because what I hear from my kids, what those kids are talking about, and like what they're saying and all that stuff. And also when my son was in the middle school, they once found some drugs in one kid's backpack, and they even had the police and with the dog searching, and they found it. So I'm like, I don't want my kids to be around those kind of people. And also those kids, they kind of force the peer pressure on them, because they're saying, okay, if you don't wear a certain brand of shoes or certain brand of clothes, you're not cool, you're a loser, and blah blah blah. And it's like, I don't want my kids to think about their self-worth by the kind of brand they're wearing. I mean, you have like normal shoes and clothes and everything, and you don't have to have certain brand, but yeah, and they're just kind of like pressuring. I feel like they're pressuring the other kids, and first they're gonna pressure them in wearing the brands and stuff, then they're gonna say, you gotta do drugs with us, they gotta do something else with us. And especially it's in older kids, like elementary kids, they're you know, there's no such thing there, but in older kids, that stuff is huge, and that's why I don't really want my kids to be around them. Reason number 2 is because we live in California. Here they require all kids to be vaccinated for to be in school. So they require like a few vaccination like before you enter kindergarten, but we got so lucky because my kids were above the kindergarten already, so they didn't have to deal with that. But now my daughter, she's in 7th grade this year, and she would have to get one, I think it's a whooping cough or some kind of vaccine, in order to be able to be in school. And I don't like this kind of restrictions. I mean, you might like or not like vaccines. I personally think they're bad for your health. So I don't want my kids to have to be forced to like have all these chemicals inside their bodies. So, and if I'm gonna homeschool one kid, I'm gonna homeschool all of them. So that's another reason. The next reason is you have to be at a certain time available to pick them up, because if their school is off at like 2:45, they have to be there at 2:45 to pick them up. And if you're at work, who's gonna pick up your kids? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you can hire somebody, but that costs money. And you either have to not be able to work. I mean, I did go work, but it's only like I could only put in 5 hours or so when the kids are in school. But when they're not, if I have to get off early and pick them up, that means I have to go to work more days and waste more gas in order to make the same amount of money. And now that they're homeschooled, they're old enough to stay home themselves. My older son is 15, my daughter is 13, and youngest Gabby, she's 8. So they're old enough to watch her, and they can stay home now. So if I have to go to work and put in 8 hours or even 10 hours, I can do that because I know they're gonna be home and safe, and I can call and text them anytime. So yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you the things I don't like about homeschool. Yeah, there are things I don't like about either. So the first thing I don't like about homeschool, it takes me a lot of time to help them with their schoolwork, because my girls, they're doing their schoolwork with the books, just regular normal school books, and I have to sit with them and we go through the lesson, and then they do the more assignments. But because we can do it anytime we want, I go with them through their lessons, and then the things they're supposed to do on their own, like independent work and stuff, they do it when I'm at work. So that works out. But it does take me a lot of time. It takes me like 30 hours a week to do all that. But hopefully next year, my older daughter will do most of her work on the computer, and it's going to be automatically graded in there. So I'm going to have to spend less time. So I'm looking forward to it. And my son, he's in high school, so he's doing all his stuff on the computer, but occasionally he doesn't need my help with like math and stuff. So yeah, it still takes me time. But at least I don't have to deal with grading his tests and like recording all that. And yeah, the thing I don't like the most is that I have to record all their tests, like the spreadsheet and all that. And there's like every month I have to like do that report about their grades, and I have to finish all these assignments. That's a lot of like headache on me because I have to make sure they get it all done, and that's a lot. I mean, if we wouldn't just do homeschool without the charter school we're going through, yeah, I should have told you that in the beginning, because we're doing homeschooling, we're going through Visions in Education charter school. So, and they have like a program we have to follow to do doing all the assignments and all that stuff. So that's the bad part about it. I'm still gonna tell you about the good part about it, so stay tuned. Another thing I don't like about homeschooling is because we go through this school, we have to meet the teacher every month or so. Well, for my girls, after the learning period ends, there's 10 learning periods in a year, and after it ends and I do post all the grades and stuff, the next week after that we usually have a meeting with the teacher and bring all of the assignments, showed all the assignments done and all that. Yeah, well, that takes a lot of time, and that's actually like creates a lot of pressure on me too. That's in addition to everything else I do. So yeah, I would be happy if I wouldn't have to do that. So, but yeah, I'm doing all that because there's good stuff about going through charter school, so which I'm gonna tell you about now. So the pros about homeschooling. The school we go through, the charter school, Visions in Education, they pay for the books and all the school supplies. So I have no cost for my homeschooling except for maybe some gas to go to the meetings and stuff. So I like that because before I wanted to start the homeschooling and I looked online for the curriculums and stuff, and just the curriculum alone, it would, for 3 kids, it would cost me like $800. And I was like, well, I don't want to send them to regular school and I want to do homeschooling. But I was so lucky that the art teacher, like my girls go to art class, she told us that some of her students pay her through the vouchers from some school, that the school pays for the art classes. And I'm like, what school is that? And then I found out from the some kids that go to her the art class with my girls, that they're going through Visions in Education school, and they give you vouchers for the art classes, so they actually cover the cost of that. And so like, yeah, if I'm gonna homeschool anyways, I might just go through them too. And then once I started inquiring more about it, I found that they give you budget like $2,600 for each kid, so to pay for the curriculums, school supplies, and all other educational things. And yeah, because it cost me like $100 for each of my girls to go to art class, and that's a lot of money from our budget. And if they can pay for that, that's a huge bonus, you know. And so yeah, so I'm so happy about that. Well, they wouldn't just pay for any classes. The teacher, like who's like a vendor, they're supposed to be signed up with their program in order to be able to take vouchers. But yeah, if you like want your kids to do like art classes or piano or whatever, or some kind of sport thing, if those companies or teachers accept the Visions vouchers, yeah, you can have those things covered. Another thing I like about that, my son is in high school now, and when he finishes the high school, he's gonna have the high school diploma, actually, not the GED like you would get from homeschool. He would get the actual high school diploma, and he'll be able, in 11th and 12th grade, he'll be able to take some of the college classes, and the school will pay for that, so that's another bonus too. One more thing that I like about homeschooling is my kids need less clothes, like way less clothes, because they can just wear whatever at home, and you know, and they have less laundry, because in school you gotta, like, if you wore one thing one day, next day you gotta wear something else, and next day you gotta wear something else. But because at home nobody cares what they wear, you know, like they can wear the same thing for 2-3 days or whatever. I go through less laundry, and we need less new clothes, because, you know, there's certain things like it's okay to wear at home, but you wouldn't wear them out, like going to school or even the grocery store or something. So that saves us money. And when kids go to school, they go through shoes like really fast, especially, well, my girls are kind of not too bad with shoes, but my son, he's better now. But when he was like in maybe 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, he was going through shoes like I would maybe need 4 pairs a year, because he would just destroy them because they spend all day in shoes, and then they run outside in shoes. And like, if you only like outside for maybe 2 hours a day, you don't need to wear shoes for 8 hours a day, you know. So it saves us money on shoes too. Yeah, so I hope those pros and cons and reasons were useful for some of you, and please let me know any other reasons you might be homeschooling or you're planning to homeschool. That would be interesting to know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. Also, my kids really enjoy homeschooling. Whenever I ask them, like, would you go back to regular school? Do you want to go back to regular school? And they're like, no. Of course, they miss a few of their friends, which they still keep contact with and see sometimes, but they don't want to go back to regular school. And sometimes they're getting too lazy. They don't want to do their work. And I'm like, do your work, or are you going to go back to regular school? And they're like, no. Yeah, so that's another thing. Why I'm homeschooling is because my kids enjoy homeschooling. So you got all this from school too, right?
Yeah, these 3, this,
And even the register.
and I even got more.
And then dominoes. And these, like, it tells you the answer.
No, let me explain.
Okay.
So you technically wanted to know one of these answers. So you could just like click on them and then it says the answer right here.
Yeah,
Well, Mom, ask me any of these.
Okay. 30 divided by 6.
Wait, 30 divided by 6, that's 5.
Okay.
2.
Okay. You want to go back to regular school?
No, I hate it over there.
Really? Don't you miss your friends?
Yeah, but I'd rather be lonely.
And have toys?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Those are my friends.
Okay. I let you play with your toys.
I'm making.
Yep, and then I get a ton of laundry that still needs to be folded. I managed to hang it outside and bring it in this morning, but